Hi, I'm Tembi.
And I'm Jonathan.
And today on How to Learn,
we're talking feedback and specifically guinea pigs. But we'll come on to the relevance of that. We talked about feedback in a previous episode, the mixed gift of giving feedback. And I remember one of the things you said was that you referenced a certain occasion. You said nobody was saying anything, as in you weren't getting feedback. Okay, so one of the ways you learn is by getting that feedback. But it's really hard to get people, even well-meaning people, friends, colleagues, whatever, hard to get them to give you constructive feedback.
They don't want to hurt your feelings, they say.
No, they're really quick to say that was great, that was lovely, and they mean it, lovely, but there's always something, I reckon. There's always something they could tell you, a way you could improve. But how do you get to that? Because they're not always going to tell you. So I've got a technique.
Okay, do share.
Slightly, semi-seriously, but I have actually used this in real life and it worked, so why not? And this is a colleague of mine. And I said to him, I'd given a 5 or 10 minute talk to an all-staff meeting. Nothing very formal, wasn't a presentation, wasn't slides. I was just talking about a new opportunity that people could take advantage of. And I said to him afterwards, how did that go? And he said, as ever, fine, yeah, it was great. And I said, a bit more specific? And he said, no, you're very succinct, got the points across, gave the key information, kept it light. That was really nice. So I said, right, I have taken your guinea pig hostage. I'm not returning it until you've told me one thing I could have done better. And he went, oh, okay. He got the point. And he did tell me one thing I could have done better. And he said, remember so-and-so who did that presentation a few weeks back and they used a quiz or a poll or they used Mentimeter or they to make that a bit more interactive. He said, it was only 5-10 minutes, but you could have made it a bit more interactive. I said, thank you. I'm going to take that away. Next time I could do that. Brilliant.
And that's how you learn, isn't it?
And I returned the guinea pig. The hypothetical, theoretical guinea pig.
I was going to say, no animals were harmed in Jonathan's captivity.
But you have to dramatise. Feedback is really valuable. People are reluctant sometimes to give you, even mild, that could have done better. Or maybe they just haven't really processed and thought about it, but just something, to help them to give the feedback, because that also is a skill, giving somebody that feedback.
No, absolutely. And I think when it comes to giving feedback, I've learned from people giving me feedback, and so I do give feedback when people do ask for giving, oh, have you got any feedback on this? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I've got a whole load of notes. But for me, whilst I'm very honest and direct, you've also got to think about the sensitivities around giving feedback, because you don't want to demotivate someone where they're like, oh, I'm never going to do that again. That was very brutal feedback.
Even as you said it, honest and direct sounded quite scary.
It really does, doesn't it? Especially my Mancunian accent of Oasis,
that's less scary.
Channeling out.
It's the direct bit I'm worried about.
The direct is I could just be direct. But there's some techniques that I have really utilised whilst giving feedback, and that's just from the feedback I got when I always request feedback, and it's just utilising coaching techniques. So thinking about, so how do you feel that went? That's inviting their opinion, and then that also gives you a space to say yeah, I agree, and I feel like you at that point when you did this could have been done that way. So
you get them to introduce.
Yeah, you're having an open dialogue, so it doesn't feel like sitting down marking your presentation or your assignment. And then another really good technique is, what would you do differently?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
What would you do differently? For me, when I get asked that question, I'm reflecting on, how did I do? Oh yeah, do you know, that's a good point. I think I would have done this, this and that. And they're like, yeah, I agree with you. That's how I would have done that. And may I suggest this and that and next time. So
you can ask that, even if you haven't thought of something to suggest, you can say, well, what would you have done differently? Actually, and then you might remember something that you thought, but yeah.
So, and also when giving feedback, do take notes as well. Not notes, but if you're observing someone or observing a colleague, I think it's just really, it's good. It's very professional just to take some notes. At least you know that what you're talking about is in par of what they're saying. Actually,
I like that when somebody can refer to a specific moment, a phrase you used, a thing you did. It kind of, at least they were watching you, and that's sort of softens the blow slightly if they've got a suggestion. Yeah,
exactly.
Fantastic.
So feedback's a gift.
Feedback's a gift. Small fluffy animals are also a gift, not only for Christmas. And do make the effort. Yeah, just try to get the feedback and also try to give it in a skilled way.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.